Hello and welcome back to another episode of On a Related Note podcast. I'm Mecca.
And I'm Mia.
How's it going, Mia?
Not us clicking at the same time. It's going. I am a little sleepy.
Oh my god, wait. This girl in the grocery store earlier said that she was aggressively tired because she was yawning like crazy.
I yawned for like 6 seconds straight. Like it was, and it just kept going. And I'm like, somebody's dragging my soul out of my body right now. Like,
aggressively tired is a mood.
Always aggressively tired.
Anyway, besides tired, what's up?
Okay, so little story time, I guess, of something happened past week. My friend introduced me to this series that's been out for like 2 years. I just never thought to watch it. I guess I didn't care. But it was one of her favorite shows. So it's called Bee and Puppy Cat, and it's really cute. And it's weird. But I like weird shows, so it's right up my alley. And I'm sad because there's only 4 episodes left. And I hate finishing series because then I'm like, there's nothing left. And I can't live it for the first time anymore. So I'm holding on to these 4 episodes. I haven't watched them yet. I'm probably going to binge it in like one night though, and then I'm going to be like, it's gone.
I have a friend. I need to ask her. I haven't talked to her forever. I need to ask her. In high school, I got her onto an anime called Blood Plus, and she liked it so much that she refused to finish it because then it would be over.
Yeah.
And, I didn't really understand that because that's just not how my brain works, but I was like, bruh. So she was like, I'm not finishing it because then it won't end. And I'm like, all right then. So I need to ask her if she ever finished it because that was hilarious.
I agree with her. It'd be like that. Like, that's probably why I haven't finished Inuyasha and it's been like 10 years.
Nah, girl, that's
fair,
just
because Inuyasha's so long, but I'm also dreading finishing the last season and a half because it's gonna be over, and it's like that's like half my life.
Girl, there's like 18 movies.
Okay, well, you're right.
You got plenty of content.
You're right. Another thing, is that I got a new friend. It's an axolotl sensory squish. I forget what the receipt called it, but it's fun. Yeah. This is what I'm going to be fidgeting with all episode.
Yeah. So.
What about you?
I haven't had much interesting going on, just work and wrestling like normal. Speaking of wrestling, one of the companies is coming to town next month, and I got tickets, so excited to go see them. And also, it's AEW.
Okay.
And also next month, the Avatar: The Last Airbender orchestral concert is coming to town, and I'm so hyped to go see that. So
I forgot about that. Oh my god.
Yeah, so more than like anything interesting lately, no, not really. I'm pretty boring, but I do have some things coming up that I'm excited for. So
I mean, I'm boring too. I just be talking about whatever. I don't have a dream that I remember that happened in the past week, so I couldn't do a dream story time. But
yeah, I haven't been remembering my dreams lately, and I think it's because my quality of sleep hasn't been that great. Like, I mean, I go to sleep fine, and I wake up struggling to get up, and I think that's the point. Like, when I'm ripped out of my sleep by alarms or something like that,
wake up,
then I don't tend to remember my dreams. But yeah, I did have an interesting one recently, but I don't remember it. I put it in my little dream journal, but I just don't remember it off the top of my head. But anyway, yeah, exciting things coming up, but not really that much going on lately, just work. So yeah, anyway, today's topic, we're going to be talking about cartoons, but some of the lesser known ones that we really liked growing up that we feel like, a lot of people don't.
Growing up loosely. Some of these I watched in high school.
Well, anyway, yeah. Today's topic is cartoons. So
loosely.
Yeah.
I'm going to straight off, I already know.
So where do we want to start with this? Okay, cartoons. Me personally, so for a good chunk of my childhood, well, our childhood,
childhood? What?
For a good chunk of our childhood, we didn't have cable. We just had the basic cable. So we had channels like
basic cable.
Well, like the basic TV stations that came with.
Oh, okay.
Stop calling me out today.
No, okay. The first time I was calling you out. The second time I was confused.
So yeah, we had just the basic channels that just come with like satellite TV. Yeah. We didn't have actual cable, so we watched a lot of PBS after school. There was some random channel, I think it was called Cubo. One of the shows on this list is from there.
Yeah. That wasn't on our TV, was it?
Cubo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Oh.
Well, okay, so I had a little box set TV in my room, and it was the same little satellite antenna.
The days of having to wiggle the antenna to get it to not be so staticky.
It's so cool living in between technological advances.
I really like that.
Yeah, we were like, yeah, remember the Walkman? And, you know, some people would be like, girl, what you know about it? Like, no, we lived that.
Walkman was that was more you in the 90s. And I didn't really experience the Walkman. I just heard about it through y'all.
Well, we didn't really have...
really cool.
We didn't... I mean, I was on the tail end of that, obviously. I don't think I ever had my own. I probably used our parents, or like my mom's or something like that. But, like, I had an MP3 player. It was this little...
like the pill shape?
The little pill shape
I still have mine.
No way.
I know exactly
where it's like a USB on one.
Yes. And like you pop the end cap off and it has
yeah,
little like...
Yeah. So we did have that.
And then I had an MP4 player too, which I thought was the most advanced thing ever before I got a smartphone.
I believe I had an MP4 player. But anyway, yeah, we have had all of those things. So, which is cool. Anyway, off topic.
No, let it be off topic.
So, yeah, cartoons. We had those basic stations. We watched a lot of PBS after school. And then when we did get cable, I feel like we didn't really watch that much TV. So like a lot of the popular cartoons, like we watched sometimes, but they aren't like foundational to our childhood like it is for a lot of kids. The shows, at least speaking for myself, and you know, she relates.
For me, yeah, I've had so many conversations. If anybody from my college program is listening to this or watching this, you know, we've made charts upon charts on 11x17 paper of who we will be and insert cartoon, and most of them I watched a little bit of, but like Phineas and Ferb or something. Like I didn't grow up watching it, so I can't like recite an episode, but that was still a part of my childhood experience. But like I can't say, oh yeah, that was my childhood. Like SpongeBob too, like watched a lot of SpongeBob, but at the same time, I'm like, I didn't breathe, bleed, cry, eat SpongeBob like some kids have, because they can literally recite the script, and I'm very impressed. But
we have an aunt who used to do that.
Yeah, like either my memory's just really bad, and I did watch that much SpongeBob, and I just don't remember, or it wasn't that big of a player in my childhood, which kind of makes me sad, because SpongeBob literally, there's a reference for everything. I made like 2 SpongeBob references today. And
it's crazy that this is the second episode in a row where we're talking about SpongeBob, but
we did.
You had that SpongeBob dream last time. Yeah, but anyway, so the point being is...
Oh, not the Mr. Krabs dream. Anyway.
Point being, we did watch some of the, like, popular cartoons, but I never got into Chowder or, like, Adventure Time and stuff like that. I
kind of wish I did.
So, a lot of our cartoons were, like, Class of 3000 or, like... Harold and the Purple Crayon, which there's a live action coming out, which I was hyped to see. I don't really know if it's going to be good, but it's the fact that, like, wow, it's Harold and the Purple Crayon. I didn't know people cared. So, but yeah, shows like that. Shaun the Sheep. Oh
my gosh. I mean, Avatar is very well known, so that's really not going to make this list, but it's like when they made the new live action for Avatar, I was like, because it's already perfect, and that's how I felt with Harold and Purple Crayon. I didn't even expect them to make a live action.
No, that was the beauty of it.
So I'm
gonna watch it though, because nostalgia, but I don't have high expectations. But
I'm a little scared.
Yeah, so there are shows like that. We'll get into a bunch more in this episode, but yeah, those are more so along the lines like, oh my gosh, school mornings. Our mom would always cook us breakfast. Shout out to her. She would always get up early in the morning and cook us breakfast. So we would be sitting at the table to eat breakfast, and we'd have Boomerang on. And boy, was Boomerang the
Boomerang from
best.
Cartoon Network.
Yes, Boomerang was the best, and that was probably like, I watched Boomerang more than I watched Disney or Nick.
Boomerang and PBS though, because I remember 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. and Between the Lions would be on, and I'm like,
come on. I'm not even gonna start with
We gotta sing all the intro.
So yeah, PBS and Boomerang really held it down more so than like, I mean, Nick and Disney were cool, but and like Cartoon Network too, because I mean they had Samurai Jack, Courage the Cowardly Dog was like top 5. So like they had good cartoons, which I guess is why Boomerang was also fired, because they had like old Cartoon Network shows. But I guess we can go on Boomerang right quick, because they, in between shows, in between like on commercial breaks, they used to have 2 different segments. One was called Wedgies, where it would be like little short episodes of something, and then they had like Groovies,
the animated music video.
They would have music videos based on the cartoons, and I just feel like they are so underrated.
Was Back to the Lab?
Yeah.
Back to the lab again.
Oh no.
Back to the lab again.
We messed up. Back to the lab again. Not again.
But
But yeah, like there was
yo.
So they used
That
to
was
like
fire.
they put so much effort into like just in between the commercial break. Like it was so fun. I feel like
commercials fun.
yeah, there was oh my gosh. Like part of me, wait, I think I Googled
The one,
it.
the Jabberjaw.
Yeah.
Yo. Me and
And
my friends
with
with no respect.
But you Scooby Doo. Oh, I forgot the words, but anyway, it was fire. So you had
was
Back
so
to the
good.
Lab. You had there was an Adam Ant one, which didn't really have words, but the animation was cool. There was a gosh, what
Up
was
in
the
Adam.
what was the donkey or the horse? El Kabong or something. So you had stuff like that. Go Monkey Go. That was based on Powerpuff Girls, but it was
Mojo Jojo.
yes. Then there was one for Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like it was just a bunch of like little music videos during the
honestly genius.
Oh,
like,
Magilla Gorilla. Got a gorilla for sale. Magilla Gorilla for sale. So yeah, stuff like that. Like that. Come on now. That was so much fun. And then with so those are the Groovies. Then you had the Wedgies. You had with the Dorito bear, Nacho bear. Oh my god! So it was like the Ice Age squirrel, where the bear was trying so hard to get a nacho, and just stuff would keep happening, and he wouldn't be able to get his little paws on it.
Bless his soul. Did he ever get?
I'm sure he did. Like they had to give it to him at least once.
Because I'm pretty sure he gave the Ice Age squirrel the acorn.
Probably.
Like I feel like I remember he finally, or maybe they ripped it from him right before he got it. I don't even. But I hope he did. He deserves it.
Right. So, so you had
the prehistoric struggle.
There was also one called Big Baby. That was a wedgie, and Big Baby is probably like the number one,
top tier.
Like
it was great.
Our parents also, like, it was a family thing. Whenever we'd be watching Boomerang, like if me and my sister were the only ones watching Boomerang, if a commercial break came on and Big Baby came on, we would just yell down the hallway like Big Baby's on, and they would come for like a 60-second.
We're all
like
sat on the couch like watching it. Was it literally 60 seconds?
No, it was probably it was definitely really short, like commercial break length. Wow. So, but the quality, like, it's such stupid humor, but it's so funny.
It was quite literally a gigantic baby. Did anyone ever question the origins of this child?
I'm not sure anybody even.
They just like he was just like a public figure, and like he's like.
No, because he literally saved somebody from a burning building before. Yes. He talked somebody down from like jumping off a roof, like, which sounds really brutal, but it was very, very much
it was
in
just
kid
baby talk, and then they were just like, "You're right."
But yeah, like Big Baby was great. People need to just go back and have
Modern
like marathons of Boomerang, because
they need to bring it back.
They did their thing.
Did they? Well, I don't watch Boomerang. Is Boomerang a thing anymore?
I'm sure
I think it is. Like, I don't know if they ever got rid of it, but I don't watch Boomerang anymore.
But yeah, Big Baby and Nacho Bear, those are the two that I remember the most. But looking right now, they're calling Cat 22. It was like a spy cat.
I remember this one.
He was a secret agent black cat who was always on a mission to discover information about dogs. Bruh.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, just little silly things like that, but it was just, like, such wholesome, silly fun. Unlike, I mean, I'm not judging anybody who found it amusing, but Chowder seemed so gross, and like Uncle
See,
Grandpa like shows
I
like
have
cartoons
two
like that.
friends who used to be really into Chowder. That was part of their growing up experience. So like one time we were hanging out and we put it on in the background of whatever else we were doing, and I literally had never watched it before. So I was like, let's see how this show is. It is very strange, but it's also kind of funny. So I can see the appeal.
Yeah,
but it's just it is weird, and I'm like,
Because I mean, I don't know. We like regular shows, so
yeah. There's so many different brands of weird.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, I mean, I'm not gonna judge this show because it's not like inappropriately weird for like children. It's just like, oh, they're on something in the studio.
I just like the effort that Boomerang put
Yeah.
into doing the little shorts in between commercials, the music videos, or the animations.
Oh my
like those
gosh.
are fun.
One of my earliest memories, I swear I was like 5, and it was like really dark outside, so it was probably before the sun rose, but I was eating like Fruity Pebbles, and there was a girl in my neighborhood who I guess rode the same bus as me, and I guess her mom worked early because she would come to our house sometimes, and my mom would like, I swear this isn't a false memory.
Totally forgot about.
Okay, so I'm not making
Wait,
this up.
no, I know who it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and so she would like
Forgot
watch
about
her so she can put us both in a bus. And I remember like, oh my god, what show was it? It was a PBS show, I think. And it was just on in the background, and I'm eating my cereal, and like she sat at the table too, and it was great. It was really dark though. I just remember it being dark, which kind of doesn't make sense because she would have had the light on, but I just remember being dark. I guess my brain said it was too early to be awake, so
Too early to turn a light on.
yeah. But yeah, it was the better times. Eating cereal and watching cartoons.
Before school, yes. Well, I think so Boomerang still, and then we can get off Boomerang. I'm pretty sure the Mr. Men show was on Boomerang.
Okay, the Mr. Men show, I don't know if anybody has ever watched this show
Or read the books.
or read the books, because I don't even remember if I ever brought it up to my friends, but I feel like none of them knew it. But that show, it was so like there was no real plot. I feel like they just did random things every episode. There was no like linear plot. I think it was literally just random things happening every episode. And so the Mr. Men show, it had like the Little Miss too. Was it all part of the same thing, or did they have
No,
okay.
it was, yeah,
Yeah,
they
but it
all
was
lived in the same city.
more men? That's tracks. But it was so funny. I have a book. And I'm pretty sure my mom, was it our mom that introduced?
I believe that we came across the show on Boomerang, and then she was like, "Oh my gosh, I loved the Mr. Men series growing up."
Yeah,
and she pulled out a book or whatever from her childhood.
And this is the
so.
only one I have, but I high-key want to go find all of the rest because there's so many little characters. We'll pull up a picture, a little collage, but there's so many, so I'm sure there's a book for everyone, and I really would like to just collect them and put them all together. I flipped through this earlier, and this is about Mr. Grumpy, and he was, as the name, very grumpy and like making everyone's day his problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this book,
yeah,
I think I said that
making
wrong.
their problem.
It
making
literally
his bad day their
starts
problem.
with him sitting in his armchair, and he was already mad, and he put up a book and ripped all the pages out. But throughout the book, Mr. Happy and Mr. Tickles conspire and try to make him, I guess, less angry by tickling him all day, which honestly would set me off more. And it kind of did set him off. But then basically Mr. Happy was like, you need to change your ways. You can't be grumpy all the time. And at the end of the book, he like internalized it and actually was trying to change. And it was like, why only the other evening he picked up a book, and do you know what? He only tore out one page. I'm like, we love the progress. Ow. But yeah, this series was really funny. It's a very kind of mindless, but it was funny. More people should watch Mr. Men show.
Yeah, it's pretty much just based on like you have like the 3 characters in the book. You have Mr. Tickle, Mr. Grumpy, Mr. Happy.
Yeah.
You have a Mr. Strong. There was like Little Miss Sunshine and Little Miss
Chatterbox. There's also a Mr. Chatterbox. I wonder if they were friends.
So you just basically have all these characters that are different shapes.
Yeah.
Based on different emotions and personalities, and they all live in this one city, and they
basically
act their names.
Their name is their personality. It's like Inside Out, how like you have Joy and I think the new one is like Anxiety. I'm assuming his name is just Anxiety, but whatever the thing is, that's their whole character. And that's just how they went through life. Mr. Bump always hurt himself, and it was really sad. Like, he could not get through an episode without having more bandages on him. But yeah, that was a little silly show.
Yeah, good fun.
Speaking of Turtle and Purple Crayon earlier, because I also have a book. Love this book. This one was just so... I think this one, if I had to make... Because we did a project when I was in college where we had to assemble a bunch of childhood relics, essentially. And this was one of mine because Harold was basically me. I was Harold. He made anything from his imagination his reality by just, like, drawing stuff, and it became the world. And that's what I did as a kid. You would think I was an only child. Like, I just stayed in my head all the time. And I found this book because my mom, once again, shout out. And it's just great. So I'm a little scared for the movie because I hold this near and dear. So if the movie doesn't serve, I'm going to be upset.
I mean, first major difference is that it's a grown man instead
was
of...
it supposed to be him growing up?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
I totally forgot the trailer.
Yeah, I've only seen the trailer once, but
I feel like it is. Because what other correlation would it be to the man? Because I think he's the one that's bringing the magic.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna say it's Harold grown up, but you know, this is the only Harold I know. Yeah, what a great series.
Crockett Johnson. What a name. Okay, so moving on from Boomerang, but still keeping it, like, related. Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network had a show called Class of 3000. And if you know that show, you are a real one.
You are an OG.
Because I've only met, like...
I don't think any of my friends knew it.
I've only met a couple other people. Like, definitely less than a handful of people who know what that show is and who... I mean, those people loved it, though. But so some people know about it, and it's just
niche, I guess.
Yeah, and it didn't last that long, and I think that was a problem. It had like maybe 2 very short seasons, and Andre 3000 of Outkast was behind it all, so you just know it was banging. Like it was like the music was top tier. The stories they told were pretty good too, but like the music. As to this day,
I still remember. I'm like singing one in my head right now.
To this day, like it's on my Spotify playlist. They only had the songs from like the first season officially released, but yeah, to this day, I still.
Did we ever find where it was like streaming or?
I never looked. Back when iPods were still common, and people used iTunes, you could buy. I bought the first season on iTunes because that's the only one they had. So like I had it purchased and downloaded. I don't know if I were to pull up iTunes today if it would still be in there, but
I mean, if you have it downloaded, would they like get rid of it?
Probably not, but I don't know if you can even access. I mean, you probably still can. I should look it up one day so we can watch the first season.
Oh
but
gosh.
You know what? I'm gonna Google it right quick to see if it's streaming anywhere.
Was it, his name was Sonny, right, in the show?
Sonny Bridges.
Sonny Bridges. And he taught a music class. It was in a music school, or was it an art school?
It was. I'm not actually sure. Let's see what.
I know his class was music at the very least, and there was quite an assemblage of characters. What were the twins' name? Kim and Cam.
Kim and Cam.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, it was pretty diverse too because they were Asian. Did they ever say like if they were Chinese or Japanese or Thai, like anything specific?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I just know they were Asian, and then you had Lil D, who's African American.
Oh, their last name is Chin, so I'm gonna assume that they're Chinese.
Madison.
And I'm a Pisces. It's the Wesley School of Performing Arts.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, that is a show that if you have never checked it out and you like music, you gotta watch it. It's a short binge, and you'll be glad you watched it because
I'm trying so hard not to sing Peanut.
Yeah, I'm not really trying to sing on the podcast,
karaoke.
But yes, Class of 2000 was great. So even for the short time that they had it, I'm glad Cartoon Network and Andre did that. I think the reason it like dissolved or they couldn't move forward any other seasons, it was like some kind of maybe legal dispute. I don't even remember. My memory's terrible. That's gonna be.
Bro, there's got to be like a DVD set of Class of 3000. Like somebody has to come through. I would buy it.
Yeah, I would. So we could just
family heirloom.
But yeah, Class of 3000. And then obviously we all know Samurai Jack. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Those were, I think, those 3 shows were, well, regular show later on.
Mm-hmm.
And then We Bare Bears, I enjoyed that show too. So I guess those were the 5 Cartoon Network shows that I didn't really watch.
I don't really
many other shows.
I didn't really watch Cartoon Network that much.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't watch TV that much. After a certain age, I think I just became YouTube girly, and I just only did watch things on YouTube.
Or like we got into anime.
Yeah, it actually was after I got into literally it's you. I got most of my interest from, I guess, our mom because of books and stuff, and you because you were in like 6th grade and I was in 2nd grade when you introduced me to Vocaloid, and then that was like the gateway into anime for me. And then after that, cartoons on TV became a little less frequent. So I blame you.
Is it really a blame, or are you thanking me? Because both. You're welcome. But yeah,
the brain rot has never stopped.
6th grade. Speaking of 6th grade, I'm actually not sure when they showed this for the first time in school, but I mean, you have your like Magic School Bus. Just a classic. Yeah, an absolute classic. You see that in school. Has anybody ever watched an episode of Magic School Bus at home, or was everybody's introduction to it at school?
Well, yeah, introduction wise, it was definitely school. I probably, maybe, that's probably a lie. I probably only watched it at school. But it's good enough to just watch.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if I watched on a helmet. Anyway, The point being, Magic School Bus is like the show you think about when you're like, stuff you watched at school. But Liberty's Kids is another one that I feel like most kids... I feel like most kids in public school, I don't know if it's nationwide, but definitely where we're from, you remember Liberty's Kids.
Oh my god, what were their names? Just looked it up.
Whether it was a good memory or not, because they were kind of annoying.
I think it was the girl. She probably annoyed me a little bit. I feel like she said or did certain things that I was like, come on. Like,
I think once a month, that theme song just pops in my head, but I don't know the whole thing, so it's only like...
Her name was Sarah. Sarah, James, and Henri. Bro, I don't know why Henri just makes me giggle.
I don't know why either.
Oh my gosh, the art style. They had same face syndrome. Wait, where'd the picture go?
Very top.
Oh, true. It only lasted a year.
They told a lot in that 1 year, I think it just made a lasting impact. I mean, I never seen the show from start to finish. They only played like random episodes during school.
They're literally making the same. They have the same face.
But if you don't know what Liberty's Kids is exactly, it's what it sounds like. It's in the name.
The American Revolutionary War is seen through the eyes of an American teenaged lad. That's a way to say it. A young English lady and a French boy, all 3 of whom work as reporters for Benjamin Franklin. Yes, because they would be getting, like, I remember there was one episode where I think a battle was literally going on, like across the way. They were shooting muskets and stuff, and they were like, we have to go see who's gonna win. And I'm like, girlie, you're gonna die. You're gonna get shot. And
it's nice to know
that
people
probably
have been...
like, while they see somebody get shot, they're like, oh, okay, so Jonathan's down. And then they would at the end go report to Ben Franklin, and on their little press be pumping out the newspapers. But they would be putting their lives, I feel like they put their lives in danger like every episode, low-key. I think Sarah had a crush on, what's his name, James?
Oh, Lord.
I think that's why she made me mad, because certain things she would say, I'm like, girl, like, just either do your job, or, well, she was a teenager. I can't get mad. But yeah, that was quite a show. Oh, she would always pin letters back home. Like, at the end of the episode, she'd be like, "Dear mother, today I witnessed a war." And I'm like, okay.
Her mom gonna be on the next ship over to come get you if you talking like that.
Her mom also be mad if she liked the American boy, but...
I mean,
that was during the time where, they were fighting against the British rule or whatever.
Well, then her mama should have let her come over anyway if it was going to be a problem.
I don't know. I don't really remember the origin story. Maybe she snuck over. I have no clue, actually. And then, wait, they were friends with a French boy, too. That's so funny.
They were in
the English and French. That's actually so funny. They were breaking stereotypes. But yeah.
No, that just proves that, you know, some behavior is taught, not, you know, you're not
so
born hating everybody. So, like, they were like, we're kids. We don't know nothing about that conflict. And these people are cool. So, we're friends. We're buddies.
I kind of forgot they worked for Benjamin Franklin. I thought they were just...
I did too, but I do remember them being in that print shop all the time. So, I guess
I thought they just did their own thing and then they, like, printed it there. But this makes a lot more sense. But yeah, that was a show that I feel like I watched in, like, 3rd grade or something. Like, I think the teacher gave us an option between, you want to watch Liberty's Kids and then another show, and then sometimes they would pick Liberty's Kids. I feel like they preferred the other one. Because I don't really remember watching it too much in school. I feel like the kids didn't prefer it, but I liked it.
Yeah, whenever they were like, we're watching Liberty Kids today, I'm like, yes. Secretly, like, let's go.
Try not to dance in my seat when the intro
came on.
The
theme song was fire.
It was pretty great.
I guess not a TV show, but still related. Vocabulary was another thing that was fire in school for no reason. It's in the name, again, just like Liberty's Kids. You had vocabulary and lessons and stuff put in rap form.
That's how I learned the Bill of Rights.
Yeah, to this day, whenever I'm thinking like, man, what's the whatever amendment? I just go through the song in my head. Just like you have to repeat the ABCs in your head to get to a certain letter. That's me with that Bill of Rights by Vocabulary. I still have some of the lyric sheets because I'm like...
They gave y'all lyric sheets in school?
Yeah, because they were also like exercises. Because it was a vocabulary. Like we, I'm pretty sure... so some of them were specifically for history class, but some of them were just like we got them in English class and it was to practice our vocabulary, like teaching us new words. So yes, because I like to hold on to things, I'm getting better with it, but I like to hold on to things, so I still have some of my vocabulary lyric sheets. But I think the Bill of Rights is...
That was so good. Number 1, freedom of religion, speech, and press. Plus, we can assemble in crowds and protest.
Number 2, right to bear arms and cannons. I bet the Minutemen didn't know about handguns. All right, don't get us started. Anyway, yes, vocabulary, so shout out. But back to TV shows. But still education because PBS, they had some fun shows. Obviously, Between the Lions, everybody knows that one. What was some other, like...
Hopefully everybody knows that one.
Nah, man, you didn't grow up right if you... Let me not say that, but no, what else did they have that was probably well known? Dragon Tales, probably.
Ooh, yeah.
Dragon Tales. I feel like most people know Dragon Tales, but you have shows like...
Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. I think I'm blending like different
networks.
Channels. Yeah.
Which is easy to do.
PBS children's shows. I said shoes.
Oh, well, Sesame Street, obviously. Yeah. That's like the poster child for PBS.
Super Y. Wait, that's probably also another well-known one. I really liked Super Y. I don't know if you watched it.
Not really.
We went till 2016. That's a little surprising to me.
Curious George, Arthur. Wow, those are PBS.
Cyber Chase.
Cyber Chase is, bruh. That show, there's so much I don't remember about it, but so that's a general thing with me. I might not remember many details of many things, but I remember how it made me feel.
Yeah.
And
that's pretty much all the shows that I've been thinking about. Is like, I don't really remember them, but...
Yeah, but I remember the impact. Like, oh my gosh. Skipping ahead. Oswald. My friend sent me a reel a couple weeks ago, and it was the intro to Oswald. And I was like, first of all, I never knew you knew anything about this show. So, like, props to you. But it was such a cute, wholesome show. It was just like... It was just so wholesome and so calming. And so shows like that, Bear in the Big Blue House, is that? Yeah, Bear in the Big Blue House. When I was like really young, those are 2 shows that they were so great. And my parents liked them too because they were just so cute. They were so wholesome.
I think that's the difference between the shows we came up on and some of the shows of today. The level of just wholesomeness, and you can still learn things, because some of these kid shows,
and you do have your good, like, I don't have any kids in my life, so I don't know what kids watch really, but you have stuff like what's the black girl on YouTube,
there's like
I
2.
eat my veggies, that girl. Gracie's Corner?
Yes, because
so
I keep mixing it up with Amanda. What is her Amanda's Playground or something? But yeah,
so you have like Gracie's Corner, you have Bluey,
which,
I don't really
shout
know if
out
you
to
can.
Bluey.
I don't know if you could count Paw Patrol really, but I mean that was not problematic. Like Coco Melon.
I would include Paw Patrol as like one of the good ones. I feel like. Oh wait, no, that's a game. The Amanda one, Amanda the Adventurer. Oh, I feel like that's actually a horror game. This is looking scary. Anyway.
Yeah, so like Coco Melon, that one I never watched Coco Melon, but I could just tell y'all gotta find something better for the kids, man. Like y'all need wholesome stuff like Oswald or like any number of the. I don't know what PBS has anymore, but stuff like Cyber Chase, they taught you math and science stuff in there. Okay, wait. So I guess we got to give Nick their props after all because they had the Backyardigans, they had Little Einsteins, they had. I'm pretty sure Wow Wow Wubsy. This is not. I don't think that one was educational, but I'm pretty sure that was Nick.
They're just doing stuff. Wait, was Max and Ruby Nick?
Might have been.
I mean, well, to be honest, I don't really know. That wasn't educational in the sense like we're learning colors and shapes and stuff, but I feel like there were like lessons taught in
like
that
emotional
show
lessons
because Max was a menace and Ruby had to like clean up after all his messes and like reprimand him. I feel like that was the vibe of every episode. What was it on?
Same thing with Caillou.
It was on a Nickelodeon.
Okay.
Caillou is oh my gosh.
Caillou is a menace.
Caillou. I remember a few years back we decided to rewatch some because it was a live stream on YouTube. It was probably during COVID and people were just like, let's just stream random things. And we popped in and the episode that I remember was him wanting to go to the park or the amusement park, but it was raining. So he was like getting a bath and his dad was in the bathroom and he was like, I want to go play. And the dad was like, well, it's raining today. We can go tomorrow. He threw the biggest tantrum of the century. And I'm like, little homie, it's not like he said, we aren't going at all. He was like, postpone, literal rain check. And he was like, no!
But you kids don't understand
I know,
stuff
and he's
like
literally
that.
like 4. Like, it's in the theme song. He's very young, so I can't fault him. Same with Max. He's probably like 5 or something. But it's something about little kids in shows when they're actually being little kids and you realize, wow, children can be so annoying. And as like the older caregiver that has to deal with them, I'm like, when you're older watching it, it really hits different because you're like, wow, kids are crazy. But I think he eventually got over it because they probably went to the park the next day. But that just cracks me up. Like he fell out on the floor, screaming, kicking, and the dad was just like,
his parents were strong.
He had a little sister too, right?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Rosie?
Rosie? Yeah.
She was cute.
He probably, like, beat her out too.
I mean, no, he was probably dealing with the, dang, I'm not an only child anymore. Yeah. They're showing her more attention or whatever because he doesn't he's a baby. He's a baby himself.
But that's another, like, more well-known show. Everybody probably watched a little bit of Caillou.
Curious George. Like, there were a lot of, like, mainstream shows that we also watched. Well, at least, like, PBS type stuff.
Wow Wow Wubsy
because
though?
It was PBS. Wow Wow Wubsy is the outlier here, but still, that show was funny.
I don't even remember it that well, to be honest.
No, I just remember the theme song. The theme song always stuck with me.
Wubsy, wow, wow. And then I didn't want to do the high note because the mic. They were very oddly shaped creatures. Like, they kind of looked like a certain animal, but they were not that animal. And I don't know, I feel like they just did random things. I can't even recite a plot line for an episode.
No, I can't.
Like, I don't even remember the show, but I remember it was just like something funny to have on in the background of whatever you were doing because we did watch that one on TV, like outside of anything related to school. Wow.
Again, this is random. It just popped up in my head, but our grandmother, on our dad's side, there were certain cartoons that we would watch when we were at her house that she did not like. Like, she couldn't stand Ed and Eddie. Oh my gosh, that. I mean, and I don't think she don't blame her. Like, I don't
look stupid.
I don't think she liked Courage the Cowardly Dog that much either, just because it was like I guess for lack of a better term, kind of ugly, and the humor was really dumb.
He was
especially
always yelling.
especially in Ed, Ed and Eddie, like the that show was stupid. I liked it. It was funny to me. But I was also a kid. But for an adult watching that, it was testing her patience. Like, I'm about to change the channel on y'all because what the heck are y'all watching? Which again, I can't.
I don't know. I'm just watching it.
I can't blame her for it, but like, I would imagine parents felt like that about Coco Melon. But again,
honestly, I don't even know if I sat and watched.
I haven't
like a minute of what Coco Melon even is.
I don't think I've even watched a minute.
Yeah,
I just know.
I feel slightly bad for judging it only because I haven't given it a chance. But
the memes were enough.
I don't want to give it a chance.
Nah.
But
yeah, PBS. We didn't finish up PBS. Educational shows. I watched it sometimes, but mostly they were your shows. Word Girl and Word World. I thought Word World was really cool because all of the characters were made out of the word that represented what they were. So like the dog was spelled using D-O-G, but it really looked like a dog. And I just thought that was really creative.
Yeah. Some of them, like, I think, there were main characters. The dog, was there a duck or something?
I think so.
That was the main character. Those... No, I think I'm thinking of a different one. Because there was one that the word was, like, slightly unintelligible. Like, if you just look at it, and you're like, what is that? But then you read it, and you're like, oh my god, the way that they bent these letters to, like, this animal is crazy. Like, they really sat in a studio and was sketching out 30 different versions to make the perfect word animal. And I'm like, that's creative. Love to have those kind of brain cells on a regular basis.
Oh my gosh, you can still watch it on PBS.com.
What is that?
That's a frog.
No, what's the pink thing?
It's probably Princess Sheep.
Oh
yeah, she real funny looking, but snug as a bug.
Oh my gosh, speaking of sheep, Shaun the Sheep.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't that have like a couple movies or something?
I feel like it had several movies.
So, several movies. So it was a show and had a bunch of movies. Was it ever book? Was it book series too?
I'm not for sure.
That was another thing that our mom liked, and we started watching on TV. British.
Yeah, we would always catch it when we can.
There's 6
or like
seasons. Wow, deserved.
He's British.
It's a British series.
That must mean Wallace and Gromit is too, because I'm pretty sure that is the same people.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I should have known from a name like Wallace. Oh my gosh, look. Seesaw is a seesaw.
Oh, so it's like literally, well, it is world, so it's not just the animate things.
I guess not. I didn't remember that at all. But the trees aren't spelled like tree though. That's kind of crazy. The ant is so small.
Bro, I can't even see the letters of the ant. I'm going to trust them that it's spelled out ant, though.
But yeah, Shaun the Sheep, that is also another, like, kind of silly, but just straightforward humor. Yeah. I think the episodes were always, like, really short, like 7-minute episodes. Just little teeny things. And yeah, our mom liked Shaun the Sheep, too. So whenever it was on, we would catch it. If it was in the evening, we'd watch it after dinner or something like that. It was I feel like Shaun the Sheep kind of had a moment in culture for a little bit because I'm pretty sure there was like a mattress commercial or something.
Oh yeah.
And they were like counting the sheep from his show instead of just like generic sheep. So it had a little moment. He's so silly looking, and I love it. His
mouth is off to the side. His dog. He was a sheep in the barnyard, and the farmer's sheepdog name was Bitzer. And they tried to keep Shaun and his friends out of trouble. I guess that's the main premise.
Oh, and they got into some stuff, if I remember right. Like, they would always get into some crazy stuff.
He already looked like he got something. Look at that.
But the dog don't look like he much better, to be honest. He seemed like he would turn a blind eye.
Shenanigans.
Probably. But yeah, what other...
Pingu.
Now, anybody who's spent a lot of time online, you've probably seen something about Pingu, whether it was just some out of context clip, which even with context, that show did not make sense. Like, but it was hilarious in that way that you just...
I don't think there was any dialogue. He just made noises throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which made it funnier.
But I think that was, you know what? Just like Shaun the Sheep, I'm pretty sure Pingu was like claymation. Not, or like some kind of stop motion show. Like it was very weird, very low budget, but hilarious.
Oh, it was canceled because it was deemed either too frightening, inappropriate, or offensive or violent for children.
If that doesn't make you want to go watch and figure out what they're talking about, I don't know what this is. Frightening? Yeah. There was some real weird moments that was just like...
Not them talking in Penguinese. I didn't know how to name. Oh, and his sister was Pinga. His parents were not creative. Yo, but I do remember an episode where he, like, did something and made his sister upset. And she was, like, crying and she was, like, inconsolable. And he actually felt remorse. So he tried to do something. I think he broke a toy or something of one of her possessions. So he was like, dang. So him and his friend tried to like fix it, but I think they low-key made more of a mess. But that just got progressively more and more chaotic with him trying to fix his problem, making the problem worse. But yeah, that show was... It was
dang,
right.
I kind of want to go watch the Pingu because
like,
what the hell?
He's so weird. He is so weird. I didn't know it was a language, Penguinese. I thought they just made noises.
No, man, that's man, what is the country of origin for Pingu?
I just looked it up. Oh, Antarctica.
No, well, not...
Oh, you mean like the series itself?
Yeah, like who made the show?
It's Switzerland.
Oh no. I didn't know the Swiss was weird like that.
Yeah, it was first aired in Switzerland. It was for preschoolers.
Oh no, okay, because the one scene that comes to mind when they say it was frightening was that like seal. There was something with a seal, and he like became the bed or something weird. I don't know. I might have to insert like a gif of that, but for preschool,
that's kind of wild.
Yeah, that shows a little bit maybe.
Claymation.
That should be for at least like first graders.
There's 156 episodes plus one special. That's...
I wonder if it was like a Christmas special or something.
That's wild.
But yeah,
Oh, it was particularly popular in the UK and Japan. Okay. Ooh.
Alright, I feel like we're just rambling. This whole episode was just...
I wanted to just ramble about the show.
Yeah, well, is there anything else you want to bring up? Because we are...
Okay. I don't know if anybody else watched this. This was another... I'm pretty sure I watched it in school. Like early elementary, but Peep in the Big White World. That's another show that you mentioned earlier where you don't really remember a whole lot, but the feeling, the impact stuck. That show made me so sad at some parts, but also like really weak. It was literally a bird, a duck. It was like two different birds and then a duck. Well, they're all birds.
Yeah.
They're all, I just realized they're all birds. But Peep didn't have a real house. He lived out of a can, which was sad. And he was like a little teeny tiny bird, and he was facing the big wide world. And that was literally just the show. Like they just do random things in the field that they lived in. And I cannot even remember the duck's name. We literally looked it up. Like,
I'm pretty sure it was like Quack.
Yeah, I think it was Quack. Yeah, I was like, it was a really straightforward name. There was Peep, Quack, and oh my gosh, Chirp. Was it Chirp?
I think it's Chirp.
I think it was Chirp. But they're just so simply drawn. They did not have arms, which was kind of funny. Wait, no, one of them did, but the other two didn't. And yeah,
I don't know what it is. I just have like a very soft spot for simply drawn things. Like it makes it extra cute to me. So even though I didn't really watch Peep in the Big Wide World that much, the little clips that I did see or like whatever I did end up watching, I was always just like very happy with it.
Another one that I don't think was a fan favorite in school because it wasn't played a lot. But when we did watch it, I was like, can we watch more?
What does that say about... does that say something about us, or does that say something about other kids? I think people just
prefer Magic School Bus. I feel like that was what was picked over...
I can't be mad at that.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm here for it too, so... I can't be mad. But I kind of do wish the little simpler shows would show more love.
Yeah. You know what? This is also not related to like well actually what was the name of that show? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, so this just randomly popped up in my head. There was some ugly show, ugly cartoon from like Nickelodeon called Fanboy and Chum Chum. And oh my gosh, I forgot about that show.
Me too. Oh, it looks totally different than I thought. I was remembering it was like a 2D art, like animation. Oh, this is.
But for some reason, I guess I used to sing the theme song all the time, and my friend, my best friend when I was a kid, she made me record it onto her phone so that she could make it her ringtone or something for a short period of time. But like, oh my god, like,
what is even the premise?
I don't even want to know.
I want to know.
But
they're both dressed up in like superhero. Okay, I think they just liked superhero stuff, so they dressed up like their favorite characters.
Fanboy, bro.
And Chum Chum. Bro, that's his real name. His parents hated him.
I think that same friend probably would know. But when I mentioned that we had just like satellite TV for a while, the Cubo channel. I don't remember what other cartoons they had except Jane and the Dragon. Which I don't remember a lot about that show either. The art was like not good.
It was probably good for the time.
But that was maybe
not.
Or for low budget TV. But another like
there's only one season.
Wow. But that's another thing that just stuck with me, that theme song. Like once a month, along with Liberty's Kids, like once a month, the Jane and the Dragon theme song will just like ruin my thoughts for like a few days where I just
brain rot.
Yeah, and it's another one that I don't really know all the words to, but I know like the important parts, and I'm just like, hey now, Jane and the Dragon are best friends now. So
it's something about the era of, well, they might still do it, but the era of children's shows where they would sing the plot in the theme song, and like that's really all you need to know. Like if you've never seen the episode, you just listen to the song and you're like, okay, and then you watch the episode and it's starting to click because they gave you like Sophia the First. I honestly never watched Sophia the First, but I remember one day I saw a clip of it and I was like already in middle school or high school, and I'm like, Loki secretly pulls up episode 1 and I watched it and I'm like, why is this kind of good? Like I would watch it now. But that's another one where they sing the plot in the theme song. It's like kind of a banger. So I can't really like represent it though because I didn't watch it, but it seemed like it was a cute enough show. They sang a lot in that show.
I think
that's a musical show. I think it was Disney.
Yeah,
which
I think so.
Checks.
But I think that was really common growing up too, because like thinking about the Fanboy and Chum Chum theme song again, because that apparently is embedded in there too.
Little Einsteins.
They sang the plot. Yeah, Little Einsteins did it. Backyardigans did it. I'm pretty sure their theme song was...
Oh yeah, we're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. That's pretty much, yeah.
Get ready to explore, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, the time that wasn't that viral was a great time.
Yes. Oh my... When I was in college, I'm talking like freshman year, sophomore year, when they were making trap remixes out of all the like children's show theme songs.
It was a great time.
Like my core group of friends in college, we did... we used to have like parties at my friend's house, and that song would always get played at least once per thing, and everybody was like hitting the whip. Oh my god, yeah, I do not miss the whip.
There was a whole choreography with it.
Yes, like hitting the nene, hit the whip. Like
I still do it ironically.
You didn't have to snitch on yourself like that, but
ironically, that's not part of my actual dance repertoire.
Yeah,
but it's funny. Right.
That's your cover up. But yeah, that was a good era. Yeah. I feel like there are probably other shows that just like Fanboy and Chum Chum that just popped up out of nowhere. Like when I thought about doing this episode, I had a handful of shows that I wanted to mention for sure, but I wasn't expecting something like Fanboy and Chum Chum to pop up because I totally forgot that thing existed. But so I'm sure there are probably other shows like that like I probably wouldn't have mentioned Oswald if that friend hadn't sent me a reel, because I hadn't thought about Oswald in so long, but it's just such a nice show. Like it was just, I might just go and find some episodes and watch that because it's so lovely.
I thought about this earlier. It wasn't, I don't even know if it's a show because I never found in writing if it exists in America yet. But Magic Tree House, that was a book series. I loved that book series in elementary school when we had to go to the library and they're like, pick out your books, and if you get the AR, when AR reading, I don't know if that's still a thing, I hope it is, but there are certain books that had little stickers and it was for accelerated reading, and if you earn enough accelerated reading points through the month, you could take a little, like, you can pick out some rewards or something. I always got the personal pan Pizza Hut tickets.
Oh my gosh,
where you could go cash it in the book it. Yes, that was amazing. That was, I hope they still do that in school because that was great. That made me read. But Magic Tree House, amazing book series. It was just fun and imaginative. And that one had an animation, but I cannot remember because I tried to look it up earlier and it only really came, oh my god, it only really came up, they are really loud, as a Japanese movie. I don't remember watching a movie about it. Pretty sure it was an episodic thing, but yeah, that as a series, I don't even know if anyone knew it existed, but when I found it, I was very hyped because I love that book series, and it would actually be really cool animated because it was just a bunch of fantasy worlds that they would travel to, or like they would go back in time to some historical event or something. Like the only one I really remember is when he went back to the dinosaur era. And they were it was actually, like, as a kid reading it was so scary because they were just in the middle of a field and they're like, what's that sound? And it's the biggest thing they've ever seen or could perceive in their 7 and 8-year-old minds. And I think the last scene of the book was them running away from the dinosaur chasing them, and they had to climb up the treehouse ladder before that jank, like, scooped them up and ate them. And then they made it back, and they were like, we almost died. And their parents were like, it's dinner time. And I'm like, bro, you don't understand the horrors we just went through. But yeah, that's another. I forgot why I brought that up.
Just because we're talking about TV shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've.
I could keep talking, but yeah, to wrap this up.
Yeah, so that was lesser known plus some commonly loved TV shows from our childhood. So yeah, join us again in a couple weeks for episode 4. Remember to follow us on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and Instagram at Related Note Pod. Subscribe to us here on YouTube if you so choose, and we also have the audio version out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all those other places. All that information will be in the description. So yeah,
if you have any favorite niche cartoons, feel free to drop them wherever you see or hear.
Yeah, if you know any of these shows, if you loved any of these shows, we would love to know that because we want to know we're not alone.
One on planet Earth that knows about Class of 3000. So.
Right. So yeah.
Until we yap again.
Bye.